seems Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have lost the confidence in keeping, let alone renewing, their $100 million Netflix deal. And yeah, no surprise here when the Hollywood trades are labeling them whiny control freaks who can't keep any of their employees hired. Welcome to Popcorn Palace. I am Andy Signor, and this is no surprise here. This piece, though, written by The Wrap, which is a Hollywood trade, meaning it has real, good sources that can actually fill you in on what's happening in Hollywood. So yes, this idea that Harry and Meghan are no longer confident in their deal is valid. This is coming in from a PR expert here on The Mirror, and they're basing this based on the fact that the Archewell website isn't mentioning their Netflix deal. And rumors are that they are shopping around to Paramount. We've talked about all of this. So yes, I believe this. But when you see a trade article like this from The Wrap, you got to be real nervous if you're Harry or Meghan at this point. And I want to break down some amazing tidbits in here that came out. We missed this end of last week because other news was dropping, but important to revisit because it really does shed some light on what they were doing in that deal and the control freaks that they are. So look, they delve into it here, right? So we all know that series they did, Harry and Meghan, did succeed. Obviously, Heart of Invictus and Pearl wasn't made. They've not been able to make anything else successful, minus their gossip-ridden attacks on the royal family. But they can't catch a break beyond that. Unless they're talking dish about the family, as we know, nothing works. So what's gone wrong? The Wrap spoke to multiple insiders who say the Sussexes have worn out their welcome in Hollywood with an iron-fisted desire for control, combined with a lack of experience. A revolving door of executives have departed the couple's production company, Archewell, in the past 2 years, while a long list of exhausted agents, producers, and other industry veterans have stamped it with a life's too short reputation. My goodness, that's the kind of stamp you put on Kanye West. But to know that it's now also on Prince Harry and Meghan is incredibly telling. And yes, I buy it wholeheartedly. Everything with them was fraught and complicated because they wanted complete control. One Hollywood creative who has worked with them, who declined to be identified, told The Wrap. Another insider with knowledge of management of Archewell agreed, saying the couple have proven to be stubborn to the point of alienating others. It appears that they just want what they want and won't take advice. That sounds incredibly realistic. Taking on Harry and Meghan was a great coup for Netflix. Public relations guru told The Wrap it probably got a lot of eyeballs and subscriptions, but Harry and Meghan never delivered. The clients he worked with are closely watching their budgets and costs, but given former royal lifestyle, the amount of income this pair has to raise is enormous. An insider with knowledge of the Netflix deal with Archewell said it is an overhead agreement, meaning not all the money would go to the Sussexes, but it also helps fund their staff, office, and development fees. And that's important to realize. A lot of people don't talk about this. If this is true, and insiders can confirm this, yeah, $100 million is going towards the staff, the productions. Like, the money can go pretty quick then. I know it seems like it's a lot, but how much was actually given to the Harry and Meghan fund? That's what I'd be more curious about. This is more of a overall development fund, etc. Does explain a little bit of why they may have already spent it, or it's going to be all spent. It doesn't mean they pocketed $100 million. So let's keep it honest. Now let's get into these control issues. The former royal couple were initially a hot property. This is true. Apple, Disney, Universal, everybody was considering them. Meghan previously did a documentary narrating elephants on Disney Plus. Harry did that Oprah Winfrey series about mental health for Apple TV. Harry and Meghan docuseries, directed by Liz Garbus, was a legitimate hit. Set record for the biggest debut for a Netflix documentary. You can't deny this. 81.6 million hours watched, amounting to more than 28 million households watching. We know what that series was, and obviously it caused a lot of issues. But production was apparently difficult. One individual with knowledge of the series said dealing with the former royal couple was a nightmare. As they were fiercely protective of their story, Harry and Meghan made the collaborative process very hard, to the point that there was no collaboration at all. Other projects have not gotten off the ground. Netflix and Markle announced Pearl to much fanfare, but the series was then canceled following the year when it was still in the development stage. There have been reports that Netflix bought That book we talked about by Carly Fortune, Meet Me at the Lake, for $1 million for the pair to produce into a movie. Other plans included a TV drama, feminist retelling of Miss Havisham from Charles Dickens' Great Expectations, and a documentary about Prince Harry traveling solo to Africa, but these all seem far from getting off the ground. Another Archewell insider told The Wrap that Meet Me at the Lake was in active development, but has not yet been cast, and Harry's trip to Africa has not yet been scheduled. How do you not get this going already? Some projects will be announced the next few months, the insider added. So there could still be more, and Netflix did acknowledge that. The chief contact officer, Bella Bergara, said that, yes, they have a movie in development and scripted series, but they were all still in early development, which raises the question, what has been going on with Archewell and Netflix? They talk about COVID striking the deal in the beginning, and she went on maternity leave. There's the strikes, but they're not union writers or actors, so the strike shouldn't have affected Harry and Meghan's development. They could have still done development and started things while the strikes were going, especially on unscripted stuff, etc. No reps for Netflix or anybody are talking, but Markle recently announced she's joining forces with Lemonada, new podcast. But this company is very small, as Steph broke that, and I've been reporting on it too. It's small and not expected to be a big payday for Markle. In fact, I want to stress that she's going to take a massive hit on this podcast thing. So it is odd that she's doing it. It's almost as if just to save face, to show she has something she can do with people, to network. A lot of times these podcasts are just network opportunities. And then, yes, you can get some sort of sponsorships to buy ads. But she's still receiving residuals from Suits. That's the income coming in for Markle. Now, let's talk about that turnover at Archewell, because this is big too. We've addressed this. So many people have left. The president who was there, Madonna, she left. She was there for over a year. She stepped down days before the docuseries aired with no reason offered. They lost its head of content, Ben Browning, who clearly was instrumental in that Harry and Meghan series. He returned to his former employee. I'm going back to my old boss because you two are annoying. Then they lost Bennett Levine, production manager, Rebecca Sands, head of audio, who left to work as a freelance writer after Archetypes was concluded. Company also parted ways with their SVP of scripted, producer Nishika, who lasted less than 2 years. Meghan and Harry don't have a quality team around them. They drive this ship. They are in the wheelhouse. Whether you're the Obamas or Meghan and Harry, you have to defer to people who can really get the job done. They just need to sort out a proper production company. They need significant hires, people who can actually develop scripts, wrangle talent. They don't know how to do that. Now, they do have some new head of scripted content, someone who worked on Peaky Blinders, and some other reality show person. So they do have some new people that they've hired. But they're absolutely right. They have no idea what they're doing from a production standpoint, and it shows. And I'm sure Netflix is noticing as well. That coupled with the control freakness, the fact that their ideas aren't very good, none of this is good. Now, they talk about Paramount being potential suitor since they went to that Bob Marley premiere. But yes, it's true. Paramount is strongly rumored to be up for sale. So that's not a safe place for the couple to land. Maybe a quick payday, but they're not even paying that much now because they're saving money to try to hopefully sell. We know that she's still repped at WME, waiting for them to do something, anything. She's extremely ambitious and knows what she wants, an insider told us. But there have been issues with executive turnover inside Archewell. That is not something you can just ignore. I think possibly Netflix dodged a bullet. They know their content. They are data wonks. They know where the interest is. So they've got a very good idea on whether or not there is huge amount of excitement around Meghan and Harry. And let's be honest, there's not. They create a lot of column inches, but do people want content from them unless it's revealing something extraordinary about themselves or the British royals? I don't know how much more they can reveal. Facts. Look, Harry and Meghan are successful here in the media, in the news. That's where they're successful. We like to comment on them and their lack of things, etc. Making content? that's a huge bridge to cross, and I don't see it happening. I don't see how they're going to make that happen. So, of course, with all this, if they have any brain, you'd know that they're no longer confident. And it's not helping that, yeah, Americans are put off by the Sussexes' endless moans as they don't like the pair's attacks on the royal family. This is Angela Levin coming in with a comment just that I'll end you with here, where she said, she told The Sun, I think endless moaning puts off Americans because they like people who are go-getters rather than those who blame everybody else. They also don't like the attacks on the royal family, especially as they are so loved and admired the Queen. Their unpopularity made it clear when they were mocked and humiliated in South Park, as we know. Nor do Americans like the hypocrisy as seen in South Park. They say they want privacy, but they keep appearing at Z-level awards just to get their pictures. By wanting revenge, they have thrown their changes down the drain with no coming back. Yeah, I mean, there it is again, and it's hard to not shake this image of them out. South Park's roast of them was massive, and they tried to they got angry at it, and that's not what you do. You laugh at it, and then and you learn. These two don't know how to learn. They never will. So what do you think? She's hired some new publicist that they're trying to be anonymous about, Jamie Mizra, who's been accused of just stealing other people's style, according to this article. They are like, sometimes it happens by accident, but either way, Meghan's clearly prepping a comeback, and we will be here to document it. What do you think, though? Do you think this Netflix deal is gonna go? Obviously, I think a lot of you do, but how much longer do you think Netflix can wait? I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I think Netflix is playing the long game. They're just going to keep it. They're not going to cancel them. It would look bad to other clients. This is a loss to them. If anything, the series did well. Maybe they eke out one more thing over the course of 2 years. I don't think Netflix would fire them. If they do, that is massive news and terrible press for the duo. I just don't see Netflix doing it for the sake of making other clients feel good. I just think they have to be careful in how they brand themselves to talent. So I stand by that. But will they renew it? Hell no. Hell no. I don't think they're going to get renewed. Unless somehow they work some magic and she produces a new Suits reboot or something that really then blows off the gates. It's just not going to happen. So stay tuned. We got more for you. Make sure you hit that subscribe if you haven't already. We got lots more for you here on Popcorn Palace.